You're listening to
Wrestling to the Max.
Alert. Clear all channels.
This is an exclusive.
How you like that?
And your hosts, Gary Vaughn, Sean Garmer, and Paul Vieser.
King of Sport. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Alright, well, we are here, Wrestling the Max Extra, doing New Japan G1 Climax Night 6 and 7. Here with me is Mr. Paul Leeser.
Yep. Another fun night of shows here, Gary. Wow, it's late. Sean, Jesus Christ. I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Well, I'm sitting here trying to freak out and make sure this thing doesn't go nuts on us again. But, so we start off with Night 6, of course, going back to the B block here. And as I try to find where I'm supposed to be at, we start off with Yuji Nagata and Yoshihashi. This was a really freaking fun match. This was very good. Yoshihashi was working hard as usual, and Nagata was as well. It's been a couple days since I've seen this, so I mean, the crowd got into Yoshihashi, certainly. Really, I thought Yoshihashi, I didn't think at certain points he was going to win. I thought they really did that butterfly lock spot really well for him too. But Nagata wins with that backdrop hold, and Nagata undefeated right now.
Nagata 3-0 is just absolutely bonkers. But this match is really, really good. It's a very strong opener to your G1 action for the evening. I don't think anything really came close to touching it afterwards either. It's well paced, it's well laid out, it's everything I think you really want. Yoshihashi is fighting like the Dickens to prove himself and is bringing his A game every freaking night. And Nagata, I don't think has been disappointing in this either. I don't recall a bad match from him yet either. So these guys they're on top of their game, and they totally knocked this one out of the park.
Yeah, certainly. This was again, I think this wound up being the best match on the show. But we move on now to the next one here, and after that this was another actually pretty good match between Kazuchika Nakajima and Evil. These two, Evil was just being nasty here. He was like putting his hand all in Nakajima's face and like just would not let him get up at times. And then Nakajima finally he even had some like slight Evil chance even during this. And then Nakajima just was taking out his legs, Evil's legs when he could, and finally he got the big combo with the PK and Brainbuster in one.
This was a really fun dynamic, I think, between these two. Evil was gung-ho about just trying to beat the bejesus out of Nakajima, and whenever Nakajima had enough, he threw him right back, and the kicks and the chops and all that finally worked out for him, and I enjoyed myself thoroughly throughout this match. Nakajima getting the big win here for him, too. I'm really looking forward to see how he does late down the stretch, because I think he's got most of the big names in this block the last 3 nights or so, I think.
Yeah, it should be fun to see how he deals with wrestling some of the heavy hitters. Speaking of heavy, Naito was not having any of Yano's lighthearted antics here, as Yano goes and Naito does the break thing on Yano, and then Yano does it to him, and he extends it like ridiculously. and they do a lot of stuff with the turnbuckle pad, hitting each other with it and whatever. And Naito eventually just was like, you know what, fuck this, and low blows him, and then does the Destino, and he wins. It's a fun comedy thing. Didn't even last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I always love matches where Yano gets out Yano'd, and Naito's the perfect guy to do it. I love the turnbuckle stuff, personally. Yano's over there untying it, Naito gets it all quick, fast, in a hurry, and just runs over there and clobbers him with it. I died laughing. It's so great.
Yeah, Yano got insulted. He was like, "What? You're gonna use the turnbuckle thing? What? I'm gonna go untie it too then." It was some awesome stuff. So we move on to Tomoaki Hanma and Kenny Omega. Some fun stuff happening here with Omega Hanma going back into sort of more of his role that you see him in, and as he didn't get the Hitoko Keshi, Omega got the one winged angel, and he wins as you would expect. But I mean, yeah, this was just kind of good. There wasn't a whole lot there.
Yeah, it never hit that next gear, and I think they still had a really good, solid match. It's just it never got into that magical G1. Oh my gosh, you gotta watch this area, which is fine. Not everything's gonna get there, but I think this was more than serviceable. Omega puts him away the one-winged angel, and yeah.
And then you get the big main event: Katsuri Shibata, the never openweight champion, against the Intercontinental Champion, Michael Elgin. Elgin beats Shibata here, which this was the one match I had as the draw, which apparently did not come true. But I thought maybe they could have it here. But man, they beat the crap out of each other for the first part of this, and then just they started doing some. This was. I love that sleeper suplex though. That was great.
Oh, that was the spot of the match. I feel Shibata works the sleeper, and just as Elgin's sort of starting to show some signs of life, he says "fuck this" and throws on the sleeper suplex and just clobbers him. The buckle bomb into the Elgin bomb from Big Mike was incredible, and I really Mike at the end of this promising he's not going to lose another G1 match that's an interesting wrinkle, because if I believe anybody's not going to lose another match, it would be Elgin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what, he's already lost? Is he lost 2 already?
He's lost 2. This was his first win.
Yeah, it's possible. He might lose like 1 more.
He's got Omega next, I think, too, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll try to set up a rematch for that, or if they'll just have Elgin beat him again and have Omega do something else. That'll be interesting, because they kind of did that with Hanma and Shibata, where Hanma beat him, so they can kind of set that rematch up. So
I picked Big Mike to win that one. I let it rest a while after that ladder match,
That's what I thought too. I had him winning. I hope that's what happens. I thought they kind of, you have a ladder match, let that be the end of it,
Yeah.
Let Elgin wrestle somebody else. So we're done with night 6, and you have Yuji Nagata undefeated at 3-0, and then you've got a few 2-1s here with Hanma, Nakajima, Omega, and Naito all with 4 points. Nagata has 6. Then you've got Yoshihashi, Evil, Shibata, and Elgin all with 2, and Yano has lost every match he's been in so far, which might mean that Yano's going to go on a winning spree pretty soon, or it's going to be one of these where Yano doesn't get a lot of points. That'll be interesting to see what happens with Yano there. But we move on to the A block again, as it's night 7 now, and very much like we talked about, could be that redemption story for Hiroshi Tanahashi happening as he faces Bad Luck Fale in the main event. But we start off with another big story of Hiroshi Tenzan taking on Togi Makabe, and Makabe again wins. He is 4-0. I thought this was kind of weird. I thought this was one of those matches Tenzan should have won. I don't see why you have him lose to Makabe here, unless they're again going to do one of these where Tenzon's also going to go on this big win streak. I thought this, they beat up each other pretty good. Tenzon, I thought he might have him with the Anaconda Vice, and he didn't. And then he misses the moonsault, and Makabe goes straight for the knee drop and taking advantage and winning.
Makabe going 4-0 is just, it's jaw dropping. But I feel like the Tenzin missing the moonsault thing is, excuse me, sorry. Tenzon missing the moonsault thing is probably going to be worked into the long stretch of story we're going to get here during the G1 forum, where maybe you see him work for that Anaconda Vice more often as we go down the stretch. But yeah, I'm with you. I thought this was one Tenzon would win for sure. And he didn't, which is very sad. But Koji's he's there for him. He's there to pick up the pieces and keep Makabe or keep Tenzon motivated. And man, I mean, there were moments where these guys, the brutality was totally there, though.
Yeah, it's almost like really sweet. He's there for his friend. He's a good friend, and he's making sure that he's doing all right after that. After this, we have Sonata and Hiroki Goto. I thought this was good. This wasn't anything totally spectacular. Sonata kind of doing his thing where he gets in some stuff while Goto is trying to do everything he can to, avoid that Dragon Sleeper, and he actually gets out of it once, but then he gets trapped in it a second time and he taps out.
Yeah, I thought Sonata won with the moonsault.
Oh, he did win the moonsault. I'm sorry. He got it in, and then I think he sort of felt like I don't know if Goto got to the
refused to tap pretty much because Goto's beast mode. Larry was pissed though. He's like, if Tanahashi's good enough to tap, surely Goto is.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed this match a lot though. I thought they had some chemistry here and there, and they told a good story too. Goto's unwillingness to sort of just phone it in and give up versus Sonata's attempt to prove himself made for a fun contrast. And the right guy goes over here. Obviously, Sonata's, I think, the guy they're looking to make coming out of this tournament. But I think they did a good job here.
Yeah, I thought it was actually pretty good for the everything being said. This is really frustrating me. It's still doing the thing where apparently it's like knocking us off every 10 seconds. And I'm getting notifications on Twitter that, hey, stop it already. People don't know that stuff is automated, and I can't really do anything. I'm going to have to start just making it where it's not automated in the future, I guess. So we have, again, the best match of, I think, was the best match of Night 7 with Tomohiro Ishii and Naomichi Marufuji. Ishii winds up winning, but this is more of the Marufuji match we've seen lately in Noah, where he just takes the opportunity to bludgeon you with chops to the point where you don't have a chest anymore. But Ishii is so awesome that even though his chest is freaking beat red, he keeps going. And man, just awesome brutality here.
Yeah, I mean, there would be less of a chest there, but Ishii is made, of course, of cement, so that's really all you're going to get is a skin color change. That's it. When you're a walking, talking badass like Tomohiro Ishii, you're not going to get much more. But these guys, they just went out there and beat the shit out of each other for 15 minutes, and that's really all you need to know.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're one of those that likes the guys just going out there and whooping each other, this is the match for you.
Yeah.
This was that one on this night. And then you have Kazuchika Okada, your IWGP Heavyweight Champion, against Tama Tonga. I mean, again, this was good, but I don't know if this one necessarily was Tonga's. I think this was Okada once again, necessarily not not given like what we're kind of used from him, used to seeing.
This really stinks for Tonga because Okada totally took a night off here. Absolutely, he's sort of listless. I mean, you have the same usual spots, but it just feels like he's going through the motions, and Tonga is trying his damnedest to get Okada to do something, and Okada's just like, nope, not doing it, not doing it, and this really sucks for Tama Tonga.
Yeah, I know. You would think that Okada. I mean, usually he's all about making the people he's in the ring with look good, and giving it everything, and that wasn't the case here. It kind of seemed like he was just going through the motions, and I mean Tonga was really going for it, and it's also the first time we've seen somebody kick out of the head shrinker. So perhaps maybe the Gunson is going to be his finish going forward. It seems like that's what he's been trying to do, is have the Gunson be his true finisher.
Perhaps so.
And then you get your main event with Hiroshi Tanahashi and Bad Luck Fale. Fale has beaten him twice in a row here. And, with Tanahashi having lost his first 3 matches, it makes total sense to have the redemption story start out here against Fale. And he wins with a backslide, so it's like not even definitive either.
This is another excellent example of great storytelling. Fale has sort of had his number against Tanahashi, and he wastes out of him. And of course, Tanahashi is still working to get back to that 100%, both in storyline and probably outside the ring as well. And him putting him away with a backslide, seemingly almost slipping out of the bad luck fall to do it, perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, this was actually, I mean, I would say this is just as good as their match last year in the G1. And then you got the great story of like Tanahashi overcoming here. Let's see if he goes on a big win streak and winds up in the final, or if he's going to get one of those where he just barely doesn't make it. It's going to be interesting with Tanahashi that way. So yeah, they take a day off here, and then they'll start back up on July 30th. You get as you mentioned, the big Michael Elgin Kenny Omega match. I think that's the main event, or if not, it's at least one of the matches on there. So yeah, until that July, and I mean, I think we might have to do one of these before we have the next show, just so we don't get too many of these in a row that we have to do. But yeah, that'll conclude our doing G1 for this show. Keep coming back, as we'll keep up with the G1 as best we can. And of course, listen to the other Rest of the Max shows. We just did one where we discussed the Dragon Gate Kobe World show. So if you're a fan of Puro, aside from New Japan, you can check out our episode 205 part 2 where we talk about Kobe World. We really enjoy that show, and of course, all the WWE stuff and NXT and Cruiserweight Classic, all that. And there, and of course, subscribe to that W2M Network where you get all of our shows as well there. So, all right, well, that'll do it here, and see you next time, everybody.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.